Hello, everyone. This is your loving host, best selling author, radio and TV personality, Dr. Afshan Hashmi, live from her studio. And folks, today I have a very interesting topic in doco series. Uh, I have rich like roots to Lucknow, and Lucknow is very dear to me because my grandpa, Professor Abdul Alim, used to live there, and he formed the Congress Party there, and he was part of. Hindustan and the precursor of Qawmi Awaz, and which was Qawmi Awaz. And then my very favorite aunt used to live there, and this show is dedicated to them and to my parents, and also to my husband who's very sick, and also to my best friend Uwais Ahmad Khan. Because he used to go to Lucknow and meet my aunt and all. So having said that, folks, this is the Lucknow book. So this is the culture of Lucknow, and so this is what it is. And let me drink some tea because it's, I don't know what the temperature is outside, but it's quite hot or what. But I like to have my tea, and this show is like a casual show. Okay, so this is like a hookah, and see how the Nawab of Lucknow, and I remember Uwais a lot because he used to say to my cousin who was in Lucknow and she's somewhere else now, Lucknow ke Nawab aiye khaiye kebab. So just see this. And this publication of this book has been made possible by generous support received from Ahuja Sons Shawl Wale Private Limited. Whenever I go to India, they have a beautiful shop of shawls, in Southex, and I go to Ahuja Sons and I buy a lot of shawls from there. So it's really nice that Ahuja Sons. And just see, this is Lucknow then and now. For years after Wajid Ali Shah, the last Nawab of Awadh, and yeah, this is the book by, let me see, edited by Rosie Llewellyn Johns with photographs by Ravi Kapoor. For years after Wajid Ali Shah, the last Nawab of Awadh, travelled into exile in March 1856, Lucknow presented the picture of a looted city, already robbed of its ruler, his wives, his ministers, his judges, bodyguards, battalions, palace attendants, poets, artists, architects, photographers, and gardeners. The city was shortly to suffer an even more dreadful fate when it became a battleground between the East India Company and opponents of British rule. After the humiliation of defeat in what the British called the Indian Mutiny, Lucknow drew itself inwards shrank from its former expansive boundaries, retrenched its extravagant lifestyle, and became, with little enthusiasm on the part of its remaining inhabitants, the very model of a post mutiny city in India. Lucknow has been fairly improved off the face of the earth, wrote the correspondent of the London Times, W. H. Russell, in 1877, and this was not meant as a compliment. So, this book, has beautiful pictures, and let's first, dive into this pandan. So this is the culture of Lucknow. This is the pandan. The typical pandan of Lucknow is like a round one, and usually you give it in the wedding. And this came from Lucknow, but my mother asked me what kind of pandan you like, because there was my grandma, Gaga, who used to, eat pan. And so always, she used to make beautiful galoris. And I don't know whether we have galoris over here or not. Let me see. Okay. So these are, it doesn't have that. I had that. I don't know what happened to that galoris. And this is, okay. So this is that. And so what I am saying is that you chew pan, and here is the Lucknow kind of pandan. So let's see where the pandan is. So this is the pandan here. This one is the pandan, and many of my friends, they have this kind, but in the wedding I took that kind of pandan, and it is very unfortunate. The cabinet fell, and many of my heirlooms, were broken, and I am so sad to say, because in our culture, parents, they make a lot of uh, from when the child is born, they want to give the daughter heirloom. My parents were not rich, but they collected little things, and when that thing was broken, I am so emotional about it, that all my heirlooms, most of them have been lost, and we are still looking about it. I have reported to police about it, and let's see, that if I get my heirlooms back, if they can track it. So, so this is, a way of how the dancers who were very famous in Lucknow were sitting like this. And in those days, the Nawabs would send their people, their sons and all, to learn culture from that. But that India is lost somewhere in the maze. I don't know, what happened to all that culture. There are no Nawabs or anything. We are Nawabs of Pahetia, but we are not listed in this book. And I know Ritu Kumar very well, and once I visit India, or I will send her an email that once Pahitia, we are trying to re-establish Pahitia, and once Pahitia is re-established, I will go and meet Ritu Kumar and other designers who are into it, Abu Jani, Sandeep Khosla, I know all of them, So I will go there and I will talk to them that why in this book, Pahitia was not mentioned. But it's okay, because my grandpa, he was in a freedom fighter, and he went, from he went from going to, I think the light is disturbing a lot. So okay, so this is like the Pahetia, and we are trying to reestablish Pahetia, and I would like to see that how Pahetia, was. If anybody listening from Ghazipur, it is in that area, that how Pahetia evolved, I want to know the history of Pahetia, because that is very important, and that was very important to my parents, and I am trying to do their unfinished job, So let's see if we can get the Pahetia history, because we are direct descendants of Prophet Abu Bakr Raziallah Anha, and we came directly, from and the founders of Islam, and we came as Naqshbandis, from there to Pahetia. My forefathers came from Pahet, and they were very, very fair people, very, very fair people with blue eyes and all. And I don't have their pictures except my grandpa's picture. So let's, reestablish Pahetia, and then I'm going to talk to designers, Ritu Kumar and all who writes book. Mira is a very good friend, and so is Muzaffar Ali, and they are like they are also Nawabs of Lucknow, and everybody would be knowing Muzaffar Ali, because Muzaffar Ali is a very well known filmmaker, and I love him. And I had already, in my doco series, I had talked about his book Zikr, and there was so many people gave me support on that. So I know my audience, they like these kind of books. So this is here. This is, and there is so much of karigari in Lucknow, and these are my two books. Let me talk about my these two books. The first one is The Modern Mughal Mentality: New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. And this book came when there was lot of research on Indian buzzword jugaad, and jugaad, Jugaad is actually, thinking outside the box. And there was lot of research when this book came on Harvard and Stanford. So I just, made this book, and lot of companies are featured in this. And so please, all those company people, please do uh, please do like the companies who are here, please do sponsor this, and I would love, these books to be sponsored, or and my show to be sponsored, because it takes lot of energy, to make this show. And the other book, so I want a documentary to be made. So all those documentary producers, please contact me at afshan@drafshanhashmi.com. The outbreak of a monstrous infection, I want a movie or a web series to be made. So all those movie producers, please contact me at afshan@drafshanhashmi.com. Having said that, folks, So let's see what we have, for Lucknow. I'm trying to figure out, it's a very casual setting and all. So it says Lucknow food streets and bazaars, and see the mangoes. So during President Clinton's time, mangoes were exported here, and one of our friend, Dr. Islam Siddiqui, was instrumental in bringing mangoes from India to here in getting that deal done. And since I'm known as America's India expert, I read about it, and Dr. Islam Siddiqui told me about it. So Dr. Islam Siddiqui and President Clinton, if you are hearing that, it's a huge achievement, because see this. Mangoes, green and yellow ones, luscious, and red-topped golden ones, shapes as subtly varied as the many hues, would arrive in Lucknow piled onto horse-drawn carts as if on a flood tide. Suddenly, then would be all over the city, seductive splashes of color in the scorching heat of early June. And there is right now, people don't have time, and also things have become strategized there. And there is a mango festival not only in New Delhi for the paid six people, but in Lucknow also. And many of my very good friends, they live in Lucknow, and they make clothes and all for just visiting mango festival. Just think, that how they are enjoying it. And here in America, we were missing mangoes. So thanks to President Clinton, that he introduced that. So it says that the Sari Langda green is becoming the only color of the mountains of mangoes that pour into Lucknow every day. And there was an uncle, I won't take his name, and he's no more with us. And he was known, Aligarh culture is known of putting nicknames. So he was sent at Langde pe Bahar hai. And that means that Langda is, very very nice, or very, because he used to wear very good kurta pajama, and he was little limp, and but he was intellectual, and he was one of the most, Bollywood writer, so I'm remembering him. And let's see his name, Dr. Rahi Masoom Raza, and I dedicate this program, if he's listening in heaven, I would like, Doctor, this program dedicated also to Dr. Rahi Masoom Raza and his wife Nayyar Auntie, whom I loved, and she used to come, and we used to have mangoes together. And when her sons used to get married, she used to send me lots of gifts. In fact, she wanted me to get married to one of her sons, but I was interested in someone else, so that alliance could not go through. So, Nayyar auntie and Rahi uncle, if you are listening, I just remembered that, because that is such a famous thing. Lagre pe bahar hai, people loved the way you dressed up. I don't know what happened to that culture at AMU also, because now even the sherwanis, have been changed into other style. So where is this Ganga Jamni culture of India, and Lucknow was the hotbed, the hotbed for starting the freedom fighter thing, and my grandfather was main character of that. Maybe you don't have his names all over the place, but he was with Jawaharlal Nehru in the jail. So that is the kind of things, we have envisioned, so and when Jawaharlal Nehru was writing Destiny, so he was like in jail, and when I was 7 years old, that book was given to me by those instructions. So that time it was so difficult, that being a 7-year-old kid, how could I even read that book, so I lost that book. So now I have that book of my niece, whom I miss a lot. So here it is. So see this chicken curry. I remember my uncle a lot, and he would do chicken curry. Like he would take me dupalli topi and angarkha kurta. My husband is very sick. Otherwise, he loved chicken curry kurta. When we got married, I asked him to wear that, and he was very much into that, and he did a play here in Aligarh Alumni Association, Washington DC, and he was Sir Syed, and it is on my YouTube channel, and see that, and now he has induced dementia and Parkinson. We need lot of prayers. Please pray for him. And see arts and crafts, Lucknow's living tradition. So see this. And dupalli topi, and so what used to happen, that as soon as I would reach India, I would get dasari mangoes, cartons of mango, because my uncle used to own forests, all over Lucknow and all those areas, and he had sent chandan ki lakdi for my for Mrs. Indira Gandhi, because we had family connections with him when she was burning on her pyre, And when I would reach Aligarh, I'm from Aligarh, huge those Dasari mangoes would come, because his three brothers owned mostly whole of the Lucknow. They were my uncle's parents. They owned most of the Lucknow in a city and all, and whole Aminabad and Nas Sanema. I don't know how much property they had. It was, beyond my imagination, that my most favorite khala would get married there, and I used to call her Appi, and I miss her so much. She was so passionate to me, and being the wife of one of the richest person in Lucknow, she was so simple, so simple. And Chote Khalu was so simple. And I call President Biden Chote Khalu, because I don't know why that feeling has developed, and I call President Trump dad, I don't know. And I call AG Chacha Jan, I don't know, why these feelings have come. I just cannot express it. Many people call me and ask me that why. Media has asked me that question, and I just don't know. There is some spiritual connection, between them. People say that I am opportunist or those kind of things. I am not, I just have that spiritual feeling, because we are direct descendants and we are Naqshbandis. And if you go and see the history of Naqshbandis, it is totally changed, So that's the kind of thing, the real history I want to establish of Pahitia, and how these all Nawabs and all came into existence. Because Nawab Rampur was like my grandfather. He treated my grandfather as his son, so, and he gave me chandi ka palna when I was born, and I'm very much interested that where is that chandi ka palna, because he didn't accept that, and that is a heirloom, and I would love, to talk to Naved bhai about it. arts and craft, Lucknow's living tradition for a city whose arts and craft. So Dupalli Topi and Angarkha and all that. She he my husband used to wear, but I will try, since he's dementia and Parkinson, he's sleeping there. So I don't know, whether he would like to wear that. But I have some very close friends, I would like them, to come to my house and wear that and give a show like this. So that's what it is, and it is very emotional for me. So, for the city whose arts and crafts heritage has witnessed a checkered existence, those that have joined the list of extinct ones far exceed the few that have survived the times to emerge as living traditions. Whether it be Lucknow's one famous fish design, bindri where there is a bindri where, where you have little it is called bindri ware, but it is like a fish kind of thing, because Lucknow Nawab was from Shia dynasty, so that is there, and Shias believe in fish a lot. So that's what is bindri ware. Chicken curry, a craft which is synonymous with the name of Lucknow itself. Chicken curry also remains the city's single largest successful enterprise. A behemoth industry of sorts. Behind its success is a silent and dedicated workforce of almost 80,000 women artisans creating delicate, wispy white embroidery of trailing tendrils. And there is none, of course, to dispute the fact that these fantasy gardens on gossamer fabric will perpetuate the memory of Lucknow's exotic heritage for all times to come. And I don't know what is happening. I'm having a nail effect here. So, when I come to the show, there are very jealous people. They try to throw drones at me. So now I am having that. Just don't throw any drones on me, and that nail drone is very, very painful. Popular. So this chicken curry is so popular there. See this. See this. Popular lore states that the origins of this craft of filigree embroidery can be traced to the Mughal Empress Noor Jahan, who, on a visit to Iran, was so impressed by the beautiful motifs on the walls of the buildings there that she ordered them to be copied through embroidery on her garments. Local craftswomen insist that it was her maid Begum Bismillah who brought the craft to Lucknow. There are others who believe that chicken curry was brought from Murshidabad by the wife or concubine of an early Nawab, where it was already established as an art. She created an exotic cap and presented it to the Nawab, and impressed with her endeavor, others in the harem followed suit to win special favors. One of the ideas that I have, and I would put that idea to First Lady Jill Biden and former First Lady Melania Trump. That they are working on an exhibition, I know. So I would want them, to do a Lucknow heritage thing, and I would like to be involved in that. A masterful specialty, Anokhi chicken is unique in that embroidery is done in such a way that the thread does not show on the reverse of the fabric. The innovator Hassan Mirza, belonging to a family of hereditary craftsmen, created this inimitable technique in the 1950s. Given the National Award by the President of India in 1968 till today, Anokhi chicken is a skill known to only few select members of the family. His daughters Akhtar Jahan, Rehana Begum and Naseem Bano, themselves holders of the national award. Rehana Begum reminds us that the times are now very different from the days of her grandfather Muhammad Mirza, another illustrious name in the annals of the craft, when well known artisans were mostly men and chicken kharkhans workshops were in existence. The remuneration then for the creation of one exclusive angarkha for a member of royalty was enough to feed the whole family for a year. The 200 odd master artisans today who know only how to make beautiful white needle craft have neither the guile of businessman nor the resources to tackle corruption in the government agencies set up to look after their welfare. In fact, Seva's self employed Women's Association and Autonomous Association of Chicken Workers was established in 1984 as a follow up to project that revealed how women and children working in the chicken industry suffered from more exploitation than any other craft in the unorganized sector. While setting about to change the fate of thousands of craftswomen, freeing them from the clutches of moneylenders, Seva also brought chicken to the fore of modern fashion. Variants of chogas, jamis, and agaghas have been crafted, combining traditional craft with modern chic. Haute couture has finally arrived with its own distinctive Lucknowi flavor. So this is like the chicken thing, and yes, this is very very traditional in Lucknow. In the old days, elaborate motifs ornamented the royal crowns and kilat, the ceremonial dress, the masnat, royal dais, the bolster and pillows. I had masnat and all, but it was in a storage, so I had to level the storage. And now, see, they are putting glass bomb in my left eye. I don't know what is happening, that these kind of droning starts as far as when I do the show. Why this kind of droning starts? Fabrics range from tassor and Banarsi silk to lighter materials like organza and chiffon. I will do a show, of a traditional garara and kurta, and I will wear it, and I will do a Lucknow show. I have done it on Fox 5 Plus when I was an anchor there, and I would do that. I'm not really in that spirit. I'm trying to heal myself because my husband is sick, so I just wanted to heal, and I give this show and see these criminals, putting glass bomb in my left eye. This is what they do. And when I talk about it, when I want, President Biden and President Trump, they want to make the situation better, but the laws of this country, that every state is different, so this responsibility goes to Montgomery County Governor and Lieutenant Governor. And I have to say that I didn't have any intention to say that, but since they put glass bombing, I mean, what did I do? And then I hear from radio signals that which I wanted to do this program, with you. So whoever is saying that, please refrain when I'm giving. It doesn't matter that I'm giving from this book. Everyone has a right, to give a program. You go and do your program, but you cannot stop me to do this program. Look at the crowd we have in America these days, with this kind of situation here, that they are coming and empowering American citizens like us. I was not supposed to say all this, but if they drone me, they do these kind of activities, it will be. Aqil Agha is a very known name in Lucknow chicken kari Kamdani, the workshop of Mr. Abdullah. So these karigars are in chalk and all that, and my uncle Chote Khalu, they he knew each and every karigar, and those things, if they come out in New Delhi, are so expensive, so expensive. They come in Cottage Emporium. I've gone to Cottage Emporium. I've gone to all the emporiums of Baba Khadak Singh Marg. So they are so expensive out there. So I wanted, like an angarkha for my husband, and some kurtas for my husband. So, and I wanted to spend money. I was working then. I had money. I wanted to spend money, and I went to Baba Khadak Singh Marg, and I went to UP Handloom Emporium, and there I saw such a beautiful kurta, but it was so expensive there, that my uncle, I called my uncle, and he said, you are coming to Lucknow, so come to Lucknow and I will get you." And he got a better kurta than that, and one of our relatives here was a community minister, Wajahat Habibullah, and he used to wear beautiful kurtas, beautiful kurtas. Wajahat uncle, if you are listening, I want to say that. And I hope, we had some differences regarding President Trump, voting for President Trump, and he was misguided. Wajahat uncle, if you are listening, I want to say that you wear beautiful kurtas. So, and then La Martiniere girls, my two cousins, they studied at La Martiniere girls. So this is a historic school. The Lucknow Girls School, founded by Mrs. Abbott in 1868, moved from the Moti Mahal to the Khurshid Building House of the Sun in 1876, and became known as La Martiniere Girls School, built between 1800 and 1810 by Sadat Ali Khan for one of his favorite wives, Khurshid Zadi. It consisted of two-storied building with six terraces at irregular intervals around the four entrances. Lucknow University by government ordered. So this is La Martiniere College. And my cousin, from Gorakhpur, she's married to my cousin in Gorakhpur. He studied La Martiniere boys in hostel, and she studied in that, but they never met there. When they came to AMU, they met, and they are beautiful couple, and they are one of my favorite cousins. Yeah. So Zebu, I call Zebu, Arif Construction, very, he was my uncle's younger brother. So I would, my Chote Khalu's younger brother. So I like to give this kind of program with Zeba, because she has lot of things. So, maybe she can bring here and display that. Once she gave me that, and I returned everything to her. So I would request Zeba, if you are listening, you would want to come, and we could give a show together like this, and with some American co-hosts. So I'm very busy. I'm working also. So I was thinking about that. An intense professor, Roop Rekha Verma, head of the philosophy department, former Lucknow University vice chancellor, and a student of the university in 1960s, seems to have sprung from the pages of most unforgettable characters in Reader's Digest. One would think that murtis would not be prevalent in Lucknow, but see this beautiful murti here. Okay, Lucknow's Imam Badas and Karbalas. The new building type. This is a very, very thing. The new building type for the Shia Nawabs, for the Nawabs and other newly formed aristocracy architecture was a physical manifestation of their status. The new rulers of Lucknow wanted an architecture that not only symbolized their dominance in Awadh but also showed their severance from the Mughals. They built much in Lucknow, including the important Imambara and Karbala complexes. Let me drink little bit of tea. The Nawabs and other newly formed aristocracy architecture was a physical manifestation of their status. The new rulers of Lucknow wanted an architecture that not only symbolized their dominance in Awadh but also showed their severance from the Mughals. They built much in Lucknow, including the important Imambara and Karbala complexes in India. An overwhelming majority of Muslims were Sunni, including the Mughal rulers. Thus, the Sunni form of Islam was practiced and patronized. On the other hand, the Shia sect of Islam was subdued. However, the founder of the Nawabi dynasty, Sadat Khan Burhanul Malik, 1722 to 39, was a Shia from Iran, as were the subsequent Nawabs. To immortalize this freedom of faith, the later Nawabs erected Imambara's buildings where Muharram is commemorated and Karbala's shrines or burial places, both of which were essential and peculiar to the Shiite way of life. So this is the Imambara. There is one Bada Imambara and one there is Chota Imambara. And that there is lot of dating going on. Someone I know very well, when she got wanted to get married, she met her husband at Imambara and she did not tell me. She's very near and dear to me, but someone told me. The Battle of Karbala is commemorated every year as Muharram, the first month of the Islamic lunar calendar. The rituals associated with Muharram are performed in the first 10 days of that month, beginning with Imam Hussein's arrival at Karbala and ending with his death martyrdom on the 10th day, named Ashura, the Day of Tears. During this time, the painful experience of Imam Hussein at Karbala recreated and relived by people. So this is here. The exploration of Nawabi culture by European collectors in the 18th century Lucknow. So I will get dressed up one day and will be talking about this. So having said that, folks, and then I will be talking about this book, by Ritu Kumar, because I want to dress up and look very nice, and then I will do that. Having said that, folks, cheers, and yes, please do buy these two books and give me an honest review, because these books bring food to the table. Having said that, folks, I have to thank Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his two besties, Prophet Abu Bakr Raziallah Anha and Prophet Umar Raziallah Anha, that what they have given me. And I really love all three of them. So I love Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I love Abu Bakr Raziallah Anha, and I love Umar Raziallah Anha. And let's do the Roo Sharif in their thing. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. And this Darood Sharif was given to my ancestors by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his two besties. So now Al Anam. Anam is a good friend, very good friend's daughter, and I'm surprised that this came. She's in California. So this is from Study Quran, and I always do that. Shall I seek a Lord other than God is similar to other rhetorical questions meant to indicate that God suffices all human need, and that only one who was ignorant of this truth could worship other deities as ascribe partners unto him. That no soul does evil save against itself reflects the Quranic principle that the consequences of all moral actions ultimately harm or benefit only the moral agent. Thus, wrongdoers above all wrong themselves, deceivers deceive only themselves, and whatever good you spend, it is for yourself. The none shall bear the burden of another reflects the individual nature of moral responsibility and the reality and significance of personal judgment. So, if you want to read the Holy Quran with meaning, this is the one, I, I would recommend, but it's your personal choice. Having said that, folks, I hope may Allah bless you, and may God bless you, and long live America. Having said that, and Jai Hind, because Lucknow is that thing. Having said that, folks, cheers and bye bye. And I said long live Saudi Arabia, because my roots are from Saudi Arabia. Having said that, folks, cheers and bye bye. Ahlan wa sahlan, marhaba. It says welcome, and bye is khuda hafiz. So that's what I know in Arabic. And cheers to the Alim dynasty from whom I belong to. Having said that, cheers and bye bye.